when working with reference types, it's also passed by value. So let's check this out. So here, if I have a point and I'm going to say point A equals to new point, let's say that this is 10 and 10 right here. Now I'm going to create a new point. So I'm going to say point and then point B equals to point A. Now check, if I make any changes to, so if I make any changes to point A, so point A dot and then X, and say that this is equal to 100 right here. And if I print, so let me just say south point A and the same for point B, what I want you to see is that they will be the exact same thing. So if I run it, have a look. So 100, 10, 100, and then 10. But if you look carefully, so initially, look, point A was 10 and 10. And then we took a copy of point A in here. And then we said point A, now X value equals to 100. But it also changed point B. Now, how is this possible? The same if I say in here, point B dot and then Y equals to, let's say, 90, for example. And if I run this, it will update both points. Have a look. So both point A, now Y is 90, the same for B. So you can see that if we make a change to one of these points, it basically updates the other. And this is because in here, if we look at our stack again, when we have a new point called A, this is put onto the stack, and have a look. X equals to 10, Y equals to 10, and point A right here has a reference to the actual object. So this is the object inside of the heap. Then when we create point B, so in here, point B equals to point A, what happens is in the stack, we have point B. But now let's have a look at the values. X in here equals to 10 because it basically just copies all the values from point A. Y equals to 10 as well. But the key thing here is the actual reference is also copied. So have a look. So this reference 0001 points to this object, and then point B. So the reference is also the same, which means that it will point to the exact same object. Now, if you make a change to point B, it will update this object. So we changed it, I think it was to 100 in here. And when you print this point, it's just going to print the values of this object because the references are the same. Now, a lot of people get confused between passing by value or reference, whether Java is a reference for objects, but it's always passed by value because the reference here, the value is copied, right? So the value is copied. This value here, point A equals to 0001, is copied into this point B, which means that the reference will be the exact same thing. And if you make a change on this object, they will be reflected on this other object and the way around. So hopefully this now makes sense. And moving forward, you know exactly that Java is passed by value for both reference types as well as primitives. Now, let me show you something. If I open up IntelliJ, and at this point, you see that basically the reference is copied across to point B. But now if I take point B, so let's just say now point B equals to new and then point in here. And let's just give the exact same values. So 100, comma, and then 90. And at this point, if I say point B dot, and then let's just say Y equals to, and let's just say 55, for example. And if I print both of them again here, now check this out. So if I run this, you can see that initially this was where they pointed to the same object, But now check this out. So this is point A, 190, and have a look, point B. Point B is 155, but point A did not update. Why is that? Well, it's because that we said point B equals to a new point. So when we say new point, what it does, inside of the heap, we have a brand new object in here, and the reference of point B will now change. So instead of being the same as point A, this will now change to a different address. So let's just say 00002, and then this reference now is pointing to this other object, which means that if I make a change to, so we change this Y to 55 in here, so 55. So now have a look. We're not affecting point A, right? Because now they point to two separate objects. So hopefully this concept makes fully sense, and moving forward, you understand what is the difference between primitives and reference types and how they work in memory. And remember that they are always passed by value. So the reference here is the address where the object lives within the memory. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, let's move on.